I'm going to read just a little bit, and I'm going to talk just a little bit, and I'm going to read a little bit longer. Because there's two people who have the Margo shirts come up real quickly. And then if the second time I'm going to have the Edward Cullen shirt come up real quick, if that's okay. Hi, thanks for being, what are your names? Anna and Karina, thanks. This is very helpful. This is the main character in my new book, Paper Towns. There are two different covers to this. There's this cover, and then I'm sure someone will hold up a yellow cover the next. It would already happen. These two covers, it's really hard to convince a publishing company to do something that's not going to make them any money and is arguably going to cost them money simply because it's awesome. Like, it's very difficult to get them to try to understand the concept of the monetization of awesome. But I worked really hard to have two different covers for this book because the book is about the sort of essential unknowability, or at least the failure of the people around her to recognize Margo in her complexity. These represent two different Margos. This is a Margo that is imagined by some people at various times in the book, and then this is a Margo that's imagined by some people at various times in the book. And whether you think of her as this like overly romanticized, like super amazing hot girl, or you think of her as this depressed girl experiencing profound trauma, you're wrong. Thanks! Neither of those people is Margo, and indeed neither of those people is any of us, because what we all know in living inside of our bodies from the inside is that we contain multitudes. That's a line from Walt Whitman's Song of Myself, which if you've read Paper Towns you might have noticed I like. He said, I contain multitudes, and that's so true. I am both happy and emo, I am both cool and lame, I am both good and evil. I do evil things all the time, and so I'm sure do you. But when I cut someone off when I'm driving, it's because I'm in a hurry. And when someone cuts me off, it's because they're a jerk. And this fundamental problem that we have of imagining people as complexly as we are willing to imagine ourselves is what's at the heart of Paper Towns. Throughout the first part of this book, there are three parts to the book. The first part is called The Strings. And throughout the strings, Q and Margo are going on this crazy all-night adventure that culminates with them breaking into SeaWorld, which is really easy to do, but I don't recommend it. And the entire time, Q thinks that Margo has chosen him, and that the next day at school they're going to be friends. Maybe they're even going to have a romantic relationship, but that they're going to be connected. And he's wrong over and over and over again about her. Everyone in the book is wrong about her, and in fact she is also wrong about everyone in the book, because they're all busy living inside of their own bodies and not imagining other people complexly. What's really going on is that Margo is saying goodbye, and the next day she's not at school because she's disappeared, and it falls to Q to uncover what's happened to her, and she seems to have left behind clues specifically for him in her copy of Walt Whitman's Song of Myself. I'm going to read from the first part of their adventure, the part actually that makes just